Good morning children. Welcome back to English class. This is session 2 of C reading from 4th unit titled The Emperor's New Clothes. In our last class, we have discussed half of the lesson, right? So what did we discuss in that class? There was one emperor who is fond of new clothes. One day two weavers came to his court. They introduced themselves by saying that they were very special weavers. They can weave very special cloth, and the specialty of the cloth is only wise people can see that cloth. Foolish people cannot be able to see that. By listening that emperor, he was really impressed. He felt very happy. Then he ordered them to make a new clothes for him. Not only that, even he thought there would be a possibility that he can find out wise men and foolish men in his kingdom. Then weavers asked the king a lot of money. Along with that money, they asked him to provide golden threads and the finest silk. Emperor, he had given everything, whatever they wanted. Actually, these weavers are very clever, very wise. They wanted to cheat the emperor. Actually, they can't make any clothes like that. So just they were pretending, they were acting. Whatever the money, threads and everything given by the emperor, they kept all those things in their bags and started working on the empty looms. They started working on the empty looms from morning to night. Like that, some days went on. Then king wanted to know about the progress of the clothes. He ordered one of his ministers who is very old and wise. He thought to send him and he wanted to check the progress of the clothes. Then the old minister went near the weavers. Then to his surprise, he was not able to see any clothes on the looms. Then one of the weavers again, he asked that, Minister, how is the cloth? Then minister didn't understand anything. But he don't want to say the truth. He don't want to reveal that he is not able to see the clothes. Because if he is going to do that, maybe everybody would laugh at him. And everybody will think that he is a foolish person. That's why what he did, simply, yes, the cloth is really marvelous. It's looking very good. He went back to the court and he informed the same thing to the king. Even after few days, king also wanted to check the cloths. Then he went near the weavers. The same thing was repeated. King was also not able to see the cloths. When weavers asked about the cloth, king also said that, yes, it's really very good. Later what happened, we will see in today's lesson. Everybody open your textbooks, page number 70. Yes, so we need to discuss from here. All the officers looked keenly. They saw nothing on the looms, but they all said it's very beautiful. For the great procession next week, said the old minister, kindly wear robes made of this cloth. The emperor agreed. Okay, so here the same thing, king was not able to see. Even the ministers who went along with the king were also not able to see the cloth. But everybody did the same thing. Everybody said the cloth is very beautiful. Right. Not only that, even one of the old minister again, he told the emperor to wear those clothes on the next week procession. Procession means generally for marriages. People go in processions, right? Or else for any fairs. Especially we celebrate our one of the regional festival, that is Bonalu. At the time of Batukamma, people go in processions. That means what? A group of people that walks on the roads by following their customs and traditions. That is called as procession. See here, you can observe the picture, children. There is one picture. Okay, so there you can observe the emperor, and backside of him you can observe so many people like coming or following him. That is called as procession, children. Understood? So one of the world minister advised him to wear those clothes for the next procession. Right? Then king also, emperor also agreed for that. Next, the weavers worked harder than ever. Later, these really they are very smart. They are very much good at acting. So even they like acted like they are working very hard. At last, they said the cloth was ready. They cut in the air with a huge pair of scissors. They stitched the clothes with needles without any thread in them. Like that, somehow they finished the weaving. So one task was completed. Next one is what? They need to stitch the clothes, right? So that's why even they started cutting the cloth in the air itself. That means what? Just they have taken one pair of scissors. So scissors means you know that, right? Remember children, always we need to say scissors. Okay. Even for singular also we need to say scissors. So they had taken one pair of scissors and started cutting the cloth in the air itself, because there is no cloth at all. So just they were acting like that, and even started stitching also. Okay, without threads also they started stitching that. Next, see, they cried at last. The emperor's new clothes were ready. Finally, they finished that one also. Then they cried. Cried means here shouted. Here crying means not weeping, children. Here crying means they shouted. Finally, what did they shout? They shouted, see, the emperor's new clothes are ready. See, look at that one, children. Emperor's new clothes. There you can observe symbol apostrophe. So we have discussed this one, right? Apostrophe can be used for two cases. One is for possessive cases. Secondly, one is for apostrophe in the sense for using contract forms, right? So like that, here the clothes belongs to emperor. So these are emperor's clothes. Understood? Next, the emperor went to the weavers with his officers. The weavers raised their arms in the air and said, these are the trousers and this is the coat. Okay, so when emperor he got the news, the clothes were ready. Emperor went near the weavers along with his officers. Then weavers, what they did, just they raised their arms. They raised their arms in air and said, these are trousers and this is coat. So trouser means you know that, right? It's like a dhoti or pant. So just they have they rose their hands like this and they have shown this is coat and this is trousers. Like that they have shown that. Okay. Next. It's so light, said one of them. You won't even feel the cloth, said the other. So the people who were around there, they started discussing about the clothes. So to be frankly saying, no one is able to see any cloth there. But nobody is ready to reveal that. No one is accepting that. Okay, so they were just talking like that. One of them, what he said, the clothes were looking very light. That means what? Weightless. And next one said, yes, even if we wear those clothes, we can't feel them at all. Okay, we won't feel them at all. That was said by another man. Okay, won't, will not is expanded form. Won't is short form, children. Okay. Next. That's the beauty of it, said one officer. Yes, said all the others. That's the beauty of it. But they couldn't see anything. There was nothing to see. Everybody was starting like that. Everybody was prizing the clothes. Yes, they're very beautiful and all. But actually, no one is able to see anything. Will your majesty take off your clothes? Said the man. So here said the man means who? Here men refers to weavers. Man singular, men plural. So here weavers, they told the emperor to take off his clothes. Take off is a phrasal verb, children, means to remove. Okay. Next. Then you can put on your new clothes. So just take off your clothes so that you can put on your new clothes. The emperor took off all his clothes. The man made a show of putting new clothes on him. So the men just they were acting. So they were acting like they were making the king to wear those new clothes. The emperor stood in front of a mirror and turned round and round. Okay, so then emperor he stood in front of the mirror and turned round and round. How well his majesty looks in his new clothes, cried all his officers. So all the officers they were shouting, wow, really good, superb. The emperor really he is looking very handsome. The clothes are very, very beautiful. Like that everybody was shouting. Then the emperor walked along in the procession. People in the streets cried, how beautiful the emperor's new clothes are. But he's got nothing on at all, said a little child. So all the people, even they started walking on the roads along with the procession. But all the people, what they were saying, they were saying that really those clothes were very beautiful. But among them, there was one small child. What he said, the king has got nothing on at all. That means what? But he has got nothing on at all. That means what? The king was not wearing any clothes. That was said by a small child. And one person said to another, he has nothing on at all. He has nothing on. He has nothing on, cried all the people. So like that, when the small child said that, everybody realized and everybody started saying the same thing. Yes, really, the king was not having anything on him. So he didn't wear any clothes. That was the news spread by all the people, even they shouted like that. The emperor felt unhappy. He knew that the people were right. He had nothing on. But the procession had to go on. By listening that, really, emperor, he felt very unhappy. And of course, he also realized that really he was not at all having anything on his body. But the procession should be go on, right? So that's why he didn't stop that and he continued like that. So that was the story, Emperor's New Clothes, children. So what can we understand from this one? We should be always wise. We should not give any chance to others to be cheated. Okay. We should be wise in all the aspects. Society, people will be like this only. They will always wait for a chance to cheat us. But we should not give them any chance. Right? You should think always very cleverly. That is the moral of the story, children. I hope you understood this. So today's homework is write glossary and summary of this lesson in your classwork. Understood, children? Not only that, just turn the page. Page number 68. There is one fun activity, children. Making the cap. So just read it. You can understand and try to make a beautiful cap. Okay, I'm talking about this one. So just take it out. Understood, children? Complete these works. Thank you.